Okay, this is part two. I was chatting on a little update on Trump's inauguration. Already mentioned kind of Gaza and his plans, also mentioning LA, and a little conspiracy theory I hatched in my own head about these wildfires and the Los Angeles Olympics. Yeah, so I think it's actually suited Trump and everyone for him to come in at this point. Yeah, so yes, let's carry on. I did mention another thing. Liz Truss has been over in the US. She's done shows with Steve Bannon, and interestingly, she put out a tweet saying that basically, as UK Prime Minister, you've got a figurative gun pointed to your head. So you really can't do as much as you think. In fact, you can do very little. And I think that's honest. I'm amazed no one said it before, but she's put it out there. So you do wonder that even if Nigel Farage gets in, what forces in the background are going to be steering him and how much exactly will he be allowed to do? Interesting question. So let's talk about something else about Donald Trump. Oh, yes, talking about his chart, which is over there. I was interested to find out what 22 degrees of Gemini mean, because obviously Sun 22 degrees, he's got this very interesting placement where his midheaven is conjunct Algol, obviously 4 degrees difference. His ascendant is directly conjunct Regulus. You've got him born at the time of a blood moon. So the 22nd degree of Gemini describes a reversal of fortune at the pinnacle of your career, of his career, right? Interesting. The fail is commensurate with the social status and indicates a risk of dishonor and all kinds of losses. Yeah, I thought that was quite fascinating given what did happen January the 6th and the court cases and the comeback kid kind of thing, right? It says he has a secretive, subtle, and courageous character. Life does start under the best aegis. Sorry, I don't know what that means, but anyway. His life started well because his father was very prominent and prosperous, didn't it? It said at the height of his career will undergo numerous ups and downs. Yeah, well, he has. He's had numerous bankruptcies, numerous failures, ups and downs politically. It certainly has. He discovers that the people he has helped, including family members, behave with ingratitude. Well, wasn't that true? Wasn't one of his sisters like dead against him and all that? Yeah, there was some family intrigue there. Could also be true of Ivanka and Jared. Who knows? One must carefully distinguish between genuine friends and flatterers. Yeah, he was absolutely surrounded by fake friends and flatterers when he first took the White House. And he was stupid. In the first term, he never fired a lot of the staff, which he has done now. He's fired loads and loads of staff. There's a good clear out. I mean, there are indications that he learned from his mistakes and he's not as naive this time and he'll hit the ground running, which he seems to have done, and do a hell of a lot more. Now, Algol, which is his midheaven is on Algol, 26 degrees of Taurus, is of the nature of Jupiter, but has a long history as a troublemaker. It's one of the most unfortunate, violent, and dangerous stars, which makes you wonder, remember his inauguration chart, and I said the potential for, quite tumultuous events during his period. Okay. Now, it says blah, blah, blah. The native can be native, as in the native of this particular aspect, can be a sober, serious, patient, talkative, and has a high preferment, honors, and success in his career. Kind of describes him. He does have a serious side, actually. He gets kind of out of himself like a Leo on stage, do YMCA kind of thing, but it's a serious side. Okay. It also mentioned that he'd be known, it says somewhere, I haven't got it there, I think it was on the nature of the 22nd, that he would be known for his hair. The person born the 22nd, with the aspect of the degree of 22 Gemini in their chart, would be known for their hair. There was something else interesting there that I can't find now. Oh yes, here we go. It's Algol. A strong Algol placement in the natal chart corresponds to very distinctive facial features and hair. There may be a striking beard or long, glorious hair. The teeth, nose, or ears may also be striking in some way, either deformed or missing. Well, okay, I don't think his ear was deformed, as a lot of people have said. Not much is going on with it, but there you go. Now, what else I find very interesting is there are so many Christian Third Temple cultists in his administration, like really heavy Christian, biblical Zionists who into end times prophecy. Hegseth, the defense secretary, is one of them, and his son-in-law, Kushner, as well as a lot of people who he's closely associated with in Chabad. Lubavitch are also very keen on this end times prophecy. Now, one of the big time rabbis in New York apparently said that the Moshiach will be visiting 770 soon. Now, the Moshiach is this figure that comes about in the end times, to which a large degree of significance is attached. And the following week, Donald Trump went to 770 Crown Heights, which is the headquarters of Chabad Lubavitch, and he visited Mendel Schneerson's grave. Mendel Schneerson, strongly connected with Noahide laws. So many people in his cabinet, being these Christian Zionist fundamentalist people, very concerned with the Third Temple and very into the second coming of Jesus, and also many of these Chabad Lubavitch people around him, which are very into that as well. Now, the talk is that the Saudi Arabians are getting ready to remove the Dome of the Rock to Mecca, saying that it is actually Mecca that is more significant in Islam than Jerusalem in terms of Muhammad. That would be interesting, because it opens the door for the whole thing with the red heifers and the building of the Third Temple and the coming of the Antichrist, which could mean anything. I mean, I'm not saying these predictions are going to happen in that way. In fact, I think they're more a script that people are playing out rather than predictions which are automatically coming true because they are divine. Yeah. So I do think some of those things are quite interesting. Another thing that's been mentioned is the changing of the name of the Abrahamic Accords to the Cyrus Accords, Cyrus being a significant figure in Persian history. Now, a lot of people have talked about the invasion of Iran, some sort of attack on Iran, blah, 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 and maybe this is the purpose, because Trump did mention that military sign-up since he's come in is way up. So people are far more keen to sign up to the military, which is concerning, because that's what I said all along, is it'll be easier for America to go to war under Trump because people will buy into the patriotism and sign up. So already we see that happening, which is concerning. But I don't think there'd necessarily need to be a regime change war in Iran as such, because there's already a government in waiting on the outside, strongly aligned with Israel. Pahlavi is the Iranian guy, recently made a trip to Israel. They would be a strong ally to Israel if they ran the Iranian government. People like Maya Tusi strongly play into that agenda because they help propagandize the West against the current Iranian regime. So we almost have a replacement government of Iran outside of there that could easily be moved in at another time. So, that means it doesn't necessarily have to be a violent conflict. Obviously, it's not going to happen easily, but it can be engineered in order to take place. And then that would fulfill something else, which a lot of people have been expecting. Okay, that's that. I will elaborate on these themes with a little bit more information, but I just wanted to kind of touch on them right now to get them out there and just to keep them fresh, because it's all just happened. So let's talk about it now. See you guys all soon.